A pleasant morning to everyone who has joined us on today's edition of the show Scoreboard in 15 right on 32 FM 94.9. Today is the last day in the month of October, which also is the 31st day. Yes, both are still related the same way. And I hope every one of us, we've had something achievable to that attain in this month of October in the year 2025. Well, on the show this lovely morning, we'll talk about sporting stories from the Nigerian scene and also to the European scene. Tennis stories also are in the news. We talk about basketball stories as well. You know, it's Friday, and we say thank God it's Friday, and we look at all the fixtures are set to go down later this weekend. We're in Germany, in Spain, in Italy, in England as well. Well, lots of interesting actions are set to go down. Well, we'll talk about Europe top 5 leagues. And then we talk about some other emerging stories from the Nigerian scene and also managerial moves. Well, the man who won the title for Napoli, and that's in over 33 years, he has been announced as the new head coach of who? He has been announced as the new head coach of Juventus Football Club. Remember that Juventus had let go of Igor Tudor last week, and now we have a new manager in charge of Juventus Football Club, Luciano Spalletti, whom of course didn't have a swell time with the Azuris of Italy before Gennaro Gattuso was appointed as the head coach as well. So all of these headlines we definitely look at on today's edition of the show Scoreboard in that's in 15 right on 32 FM 94.9. You're listening to the voice of Oluwatimileni SAMIES good on the program this lovely morning. But without wasting much time, let's join our partners now, the BBC, to take a listen to what they have for us as regards the fixtures and also some updates from the games that definitely would go down that over the course of the weekend. For Scott Parker, the Burnley's head coach, he has said Arsenal Football Club, they do not rely on set piece. For anyone who thinks that they rely on set piece is not a lover of the beautiful game of football. That sees that's a much more impactful side. And then we talk about some other developing stories. But first, let's join our partners, the BBC, to take a listen to what they have for us. The BBC Premier League updates.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Shabnam Yunus-Jewel at the BBC Sports Centre. Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim says he's delighted to have Lisandro Martinez back in training again, but they'll take it steady as the combative defender returns from knee surgery. It's his fourth significant injury during his time at Old Trafford, and that history is one of the reasons why Amorim will not be giving in to the players' desire for an immediate return for the trip to Nottingham Forest on Saturday.
He wants to go to this one. He's not going to this one. He's going to take time. He started training with us, but we had to change some things in the exercise for him. So slowly he's going to get better. He's really good. And he gives us that edge in every training session. That is also really good for us.
Two former Premier League midfielders will go head-to-head as managers on Friday night. Ex-Arsenal and England star Jack Wilshere's Luton Town meet former Leicester and Wales's Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers in the first round of the FA Cup. Both are relatively new in their jobs. Savage says both clubs have been on big journeys.
They're a wonderful football club who were in the Premier League not so long ago. We were in League One not so long ago, but 2 relegations and we didn't go up last year. 2 years ago, look where both clubs were.
Wilshere's won the FA Cup twice as a player with Arsenal and now wants to hold it again as a manager.
This is the FA Cup, competition I know well. I've had some amazing memories in it, and we won't be taking that lightly for sure. We know the importance of it. I know the importance of it in this country, and we'll be strong and we'll be looking to win that for sure.
And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
All right, there you listen to the BBC Premier League update. But still talking about updates from English football, Crystal Palace, they are set to play 4 matches in 8 days because of a fixture pile-up caused by reaching the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Remember that Crystal Palace earlier on Wednesday, they won 3-0 there at the Anfield to earn a place in the last 8 where they have been drawn away to Arsenal in the week beginning from December 16. For Crystal Palace, they host Manchester City in the Premier League on December 14. Play that's KUPS at home in the Conference League on December 18 and travel to Leeds in the Premier League. That's on December 21st. And they will most likely play their EFL Cup tie quarterfinals on December 16 against Arsenal. So that's 4 games in that's 8 days for Crystal Palace. But let's see how the congestion also would be for Crystal Palace. We'll talk about their involvement in that's the top flight of English football. And still talking about English football as well, for the woman who plays for Brighton and Hove Albion women's side, England forward 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀𝐈𝐒 has confirmed that she has ruptured her anterior cruciate ligament that's a knee, which is also known as an ACL injury, and she will miss the rest of the season. The 18-year-old, one of the key players in England's Euro 2025 victory, was carried off on a stretcher after suffering the knee injury in a non-contact incident during the Lionesses' 3-0 victory over Australia. For that 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀𝐈�, that's the end of the road for her. She won't be playing anymore at this season. And now, lastly, before we leave English football, that's talking about the International Football Association Board football lawmakers. They have discussed placing a countdown on throw-ins and goal kicks to stop time wasting. At a meeting of the IFAB's that's football and technical advisory panels that was earlier this week, it was also agreed to go forward with a proposal to allow a video assistant referee review when a player has been sent off after receiving a second yellow card. So let's take a listen now to the referees definitely, and also former players, at the discussion about time wasting in the world of football. And when we come back, we'll take a look at other European leagues, starting straight from the Spanish La Liga. So let's join that at this point.
What rule in football would you change? Like the idea of the goalkeeper, 8 seconds and give a corner. I don't like it that after 3 seconds, 5, it's going to look terrible. But the other two things I always wanted, and I hope that they bring in, because football is always about entertainment, having as much playing time as possible. I think when I first got in the Champions League, it was only 40-something minutes a game. 90-minute game, 40-something minutes. The two things I would really want is the referee to have the power, instead of giving a yellow card for a player who's taken too long at a throw-in, because I explained, and it happened to me, I used to laugh. Players, what they'd do, walk up the line with the ball, knowing that the referee's going to send them back, so that's another 15 seconds, cha-ching. He gets back and he goes, oh, ref, is it from here? Yeah. It happens, watch. And then he gets the ball and he delays. And if he's not on 4 yellow cards, what's he going to do? He'll take the yellow card. Knowing, by the time the referee runs over, bing, with the yellow card, he then gets out his big book, he writes his number in, he puts his book away, he puts it in his pocket, he gets back into position. What does the player do? Another 10 seconds. He throws the ball in. So we've wasted another 30, 40 seconds. He's won. The player's won. The power should be, the referee should just reverse the decision. So if I say to Paul, get the ball in, and he's laughing at us, and I know what he's doing, I know his tactic, and he doesn't get the ball in, the opposite way. And if you're defending, you're not wanting to give the ball back, would you? Let's change and give the referee the power to reverse the throw-ins. And the other one is, which irritates us, is the goalkeeper corner. Players now are just trotting over for a corner, and the referee's scared to give me a yellow card for time wasting. If they don't go quick enough, and you warn them and you say, take the corner now, or I'm going to reverse it and give a goal kick, what will the player do? He's going to run over and get the ball in quicker. In the opposite way, the goalkeeper, if he's taking too long at a goal kick, bring the goal kick in, and if he doesn't do it, then you just give a corner. All you're doing is, you're not saying you're going to use it, because players know that you've got the power to do it at the moment, then they know the way around the law by just delaying the throw-in.
What rule in football?
All right, so there you listened to that interesting conversations there, where Paul Scholes definitely has been discussing about how he can actually implement some new things in the world of football if he has the power to. Remember that for goalkeepers now, there's a new rule which says 8 seconds. That's the number of seconds in which the ball can use in your hand. That's in order to that's hasten that's the gameplay. But let's see how all of this would be, as the International Football Association also, they have discussed playing a countdown on throw-ins and goal kicks to stop time wasting. All right, straight to other European leagues. We'll talk about the Spanish La Liga. From the games set to go down, it is all about Atletico de Madrid and that's Real Madrid and also FC Barcelona. Well, for these El Clasico sides, they aim to shake off their Clasico consequences. Remember that Real Madrid They defeated Barcelona in last week's Clasico game, but the game exposed the problems in both camps from the difficulties in dealing with Vinicius to the concerning recent form of the Catalans. And for FC Barcelona, they face that's Elche with Pedri out and the squad plagued by injuries. In Italy, AS Roma they meet with that's AC Milan in the pivotal that's Serie A encounter. And you say that what would this game be like as two informed sides meet after strong starts to their campaign. In Germany, rebuilt Bayer Leverkusen, they are open to reignite their Bundesliga rivalry against Bayern Munich as well. Well, of course, unrecognizable that Bayer Leverkusen from the side who struck fears into the heart of the Bavarian Giants in the last 2 seasons. Under Xabi Alonso, remember that Bayer Leverkusen went toe-to-toe with Bayern Munich for more than 2 seasons, pushing them harder than any German side had done since Jurgen Klopp's Borussia Dortmund more than a decade. And in France, Paris Saint-Germain, Desiree Doué is out injured, and they will miss their game this weekend as well as their game against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League. Now talking about managers, Juventus have appointed former Italy head coach Luciano Spalletti as their manager until the end of the season. The 66-year-old replaces that Igor Tudor, who was sacked after the Serie A side defeat by Lazio. That was on Sunday, and Tudor had joined the club in March as Thiago Motta's replacement, but left after 7 months at the end of an 8-match winless run. And remember, Spalletti, like I said earlier, led Napoli to a Serie A title in the 2022-23 season before taking charge of Italy, who failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup under former boss Roberto Mancini. And then we'll talk about Pavel Novic, also who replaces Stoichkovic as Serbia's head coach. Well, of course, following the resignation of Dragan Stoichkovic earlier this month. And in the world of tennis, Jannik Sinner and Alexander Zverev, well, they marched into the Paris Masters last night. For Jannik Sinner, he is the past Francisco Cerundolo 7-5-6-1. And also, you tell that for who, that's Alexander Zverev, he earned the straight set victory over Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. That was the victory for him. That's talking about the interesting world of tennis. And not all are from tennis, where I can also tell you that Ben Shelton is also in the last stage where he defeated Andrew Rublev 7-6, 6-3 to book his spot also in the quarterfinals of the Paris Masters. And then to the fixtures are set to go down later today. But before that, to talk about NBA, behind the early hours of today, the Orlando Magic defeated the Charlotte Hornets 123-107. The OKC City Thunders defeated the Washington Wizards 127-108. The San Antonio Spurs they defeated the Miami Heat 107-101, and the Milwaukee Bucks also got the better of the Golden State Warriors 120-110. Those are the games that went down in the early hours of today. But the fixture set to go down today in Europe. In Germany is Augsburg against Borussia Dortmund. In Spain, Getafe against Girona. And in Netherlands, PSV against Fortuna Sittard. They're in the Dutch League. And this is how far we can go on today's edition of the show. We'll come your way in the afternoon. That's by 3:30 to build up into the game set to go down later this weekend. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. I say do enjoy the rest of the day. And bye for now.